Excuse me. Good morning. Good morning. How you guys doing this morning? Did I hear a great? Well, that's wonderful because I'm great too. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Come on in, postures up, sitting in your chairs properly like your coaches taught you. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Good morning. Good morning. Do you guys notice anything different about me this morning? Do you notice anything different about me? You don't see it? Come on. You don't see it? I spy. You don't see it? Well, guess what? Remember yesterday when I said I have an announcement to make? Guess what? You're looking at one of the newest members of the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, Incorporated. Now, to the introductions. If you've never attended one of my live before, I am Dr. Pamela Brown-Grinion, President and CEO of the Totally Unique Institute of Excellence and Totally Unique Educational Consultants, LLC. And I was born to be your coach. If you didn't know it, as the song goes, if you don't know, now you know. Okay? I was born to be your coach. Why? Because I was. No, just teasing. Because I care and because there isn't anything that you're going to tell me that's going to blow my hairline back. And because I'm qualified. All right? I'm qualified. And because you're not going to find a better coach than the one and only Dr. Pamela Brown-Grinion. I'm just saying, Muhammad Ali didn't jump around the ring saying, I think I might be the greatest. He said, I am the greatest. So, right? How dare I come on here and not say I am the greatest? So, anyways, I just wanted to share. I said I was going to make an announcement, and my announcement is I am now a part of the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Go me. 42 years wait, but here I am. I am here. So, in honor of the sorority and the founders, I am wearing my salmon pink and green today. How about that? I'm so excited. I'm so excited. You can go on my Facebook page and see pictures and footage and all that stuff, but it's so exciting. It's just really so exciting. Okay, what else? What else? What else do I need to share with you guys? Oh, I need to give you guys my disclaimer. Now, although I am a trauma informed coach, I'm not a licensed mental health professional. Okay, I am a trauma informed practitioner. Big difference. So I don't recommend, refer, diagnose, counsel, do any of those things. That's not me. And if you feel like you need someone like that, please reach out. I encourage you to reach out because when you talk about inner healing and going deep, it's a very large undertaking. Okay, it's a very large undertaking. All right, hold on one second. I need to hang on, guys. Hang on. I need some lotion for my hands. Sorry I had to run away, but I needed some lotion. This is a real podcast recording, okay? This is real. There's no, hey, if I need lotion, I need lotion. That's real life. Sometimes you need lotion. So now we have lotion, right? And if I have it, why not put it on? All right, back to what I was saying. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. So excited to share my news with my community. Oh, So exciting. But that's not why we are here. We are here to talk about you, not me. So let's talk about you. All right. We have been, we're almost done. Tomorrow is our last day with our lives. Then what? Then what are we going to do? As Nana would say, now what are you going to do? Well, after this, we've done like, we're going to, by tomorrow, we'll have, I think, 34 days of lives. 34 days of live. You guys have gotten some great content out of me. Great content. And so after tomorrow, you guys, you've come, you've tasted, you've experienced, you've done some inner work, right? Now you guys can join my Zooms, which they are paid. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. But you guys will be able to join my Zooms and join a class that will take you a little bit further. Okay? Take you a little bit further. And it's kind of like a part 2 to what we've been doing. Some of the information is revisited, or I shouldn't say revisited. I should say it goes a little bit more in detail, but it, same content, but a little bit more in detail, and then some new content as well. So you guys, I know I said it's just a little bit that you've gotten, but you guys have gotten a lot. Good morning, Leslie. You guys have gotten a lot. And we're on 34, 35. I don't know, but we've done over 30 days. And I said it was going to be 30 days, but y'all know how I do when I hear, when I hear, I don't know what's going on with when I hear go more, do more, go more, do more. But I'm trying to relax. Okay. I'm trying to, but it's so difficult because I got this AKA girl sitting up here on my wall, y'all. You just don't know how long it has been that I've waited for. But I must be cool, calm, and collected and have some composure because that is what an AKA lady does. Now, y'all still gonna get the real Pam. Don't get it twisted. Y'all still gonna get the real Pam, and you're going to get some Dr. Pamela. Okay? But you're still gonna get the real Pam. You feel me? But you're also going to get Dr. Pamela as you have been getting all this time. All right? All right, fam? Okay, now, why are we here? We are here because I'm doing live podcast recordings every morning at 8 o'clock because of an initial challenge that my best friend gave me. And she told me that I don't like to commit to myself. True, not mad anymore. Dealt with it, resolved it, and then showed up here every morning to prove that yes, I do. Yes, I can, and I will. Challenge accomplished, right? And I was on time every morning. That's huge because I am not a person that is, first of all, I'm not a morning person, number one. Number two, I can get up 3 hours in advance and I will still find a way to be 5 minutes late. I don't know why that happens. I don't know. It's a habit. Okay. And so I'm working on breaking bad habits. That's it. I'm working on breaking my bad habits. And because it's important, and I want to be the authentic, totally unique, best version of myself. And that's what I'm talking to you about. Okay. That's what we've been talking about. So I've done all that inside digging and plucking and pulling and I've done all that work. I've been doing that for years. But I'm still polishing myself as well, right? I'm still polishing me. And just because I'm the etiquette coach does not mean that I have it all together. Just because I'm the life coach does not mean that my life is all together. And just because I'm an executive coach does not mean there isn't things that I need to fix in my business before I help somebody else. Does it, we all have things that we're working on. I'm just telling you that I don't show up like I jumped out of the womb, Dr. Pamela. Good morning, Tiffany. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Renee. I saw you. Good morning, Leslie. So I didn't jump out of the room, Dr. Pamela. And I'm not going to show up here like I am the almighty Dr. Pamela. Dr. Pamela has flaws too. And it's time that coaches show up authentically and stop acting like we don't have things that we need to repair because we are the one doing the coaching and the instructing. That's not me. I don't hide my scars. I don't put band-aids on things anymore. Okay, anymore. Why? Because I realize that I have the power to control. And I do. So I do. I control the controllable. All right. And that's what I've been telling you all of this time. Control the controllable. If you can't control it, that means that's not yours. Okay. If you can't control it, that means whatever that situation is, it doesn't belong to you. You got to lift it up because you can't manage it. Okay. It's not yours to manage. Right. So that's why I show up the way that I show up, why I show up. And I love you guys. Like I genuinely have a real love. I genuinely have a real love for you guys. Like I do. And I feel like I know you guys. I feel like I know you guys. You know, I really do. I feel like I know you guys because we've spent so much time together. And even though I've only seen 3 people. Well, I know some of the people, but I've seen some of you. I've met some of you, 3 of you, because we've had coaching sessions. And Leslie, you need to reach out to me, darling, so that we can schedule. I think it was Leslie that I said to reach out to me so we can um, do your coaching session. I'd like to do that before the end of the year, so that I can make sure that I've honored my commitment. Okay, I'm committed. I'm committed. I'm committed to me, and I'm committed to you. And I'm looking forward to the exchange that we're going to have. Right now, I am going to, oh, I got to tell you guys, so this podcast, you can watch it anywhere. You can watch it anytime you want to. It's on demand. Not this episode because this is not going to air for a while, but I have a lot of other wonderful episodes that you can watch. I have some with some very unique women who were my guests, and you can go back and watch episodes. I'm on Amazon, Spotify, iHeart, YouTube, everywhere. Apple, Samsung. It is literally everywhere. So if you want to watch other episodes, you can go on and watch some other episodes. And when you do, make sure you subscribe and like and comment and all those things because people don't leave comments or people don't ask things. All right. Okay, Leslie, I see you. People don't ask things and people don't, just so I need you guys to do that, right? And you can follow me on all my other social media platforms too. I am Dr. Pamela, DrPamala, and you can stay connected with me. Okay. Right now, I am live on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And we started that a couple of weeks ago. And I'm so excited that we're spreading the gift of inner healing. And we need to because so many people are broken. So many people are broken. And so many people are walking around with internal wounds that they've been carrying since childhood. And it's time that we help. We have to be our sisters' keepers and our brothers' keepers, right? So when I tell you to share, I'm not just telling you to share because it's good for me. I'm telling you to share because it's good for them. It's good for them, right? And just think about what you've gotten since you've been here and why you show up every day. Like you guys are showing up. The same people are showing up every single day. Every day. Why are you showing up? Because you're getting something out of it, right? So help someone else get something out of it. We all know people that need to go on an inner healing journey, that need to change their behavioral responses to their emotional symptoms that happened because of their traumatic experiences. We all know someone. So share. And you guys may hold the key to my angel investor that I'm looking for. So share. Thank you, Tiffany. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. So share, okay? Because my angel investor is out there somewhere, and you guys may know him and I may not. I don't know why I'm losing my voice. Probably because I'm tired. Now, listen, let me just say this. When you drink, your pinkies are not supposed to be up unless you're an AKA. I just had to say that. You guys see that? I added it to my wall. I added it to my wall because I have been wanting this for 42 years and I'm so excited. All right, we're not talking about that. We're going to do morning devotion. And today is December 20th. Oh my God, I can't believe it's December 23rd already. It's December 23rd. And we are going to do morning devotion. Woosah. Let's see what the Lord has to say to us today. And I'm going to tell you guys how it resonates with me. And then I'm going to encourage you to just reflect on how the word resonates with you. Okay. How it resonates with me. And you reflect on how it resonates with you. Okay. Something is going on with my Facebook connection. I don't know why, but it's trying to reconnect. That's just been happening. Okay. Handy dandy glasses. All righty. Good morning, Aunt Ruth. Today is one of those days where I can't see too well. I don't know why it goes back and forth. All right. I am the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, dwelling in dazzling bright light. I am also your shepherd, companion, and friend, the one who never lets go of your hand. Worship me in my holy majesty. Come close to me and rest in my presence. You need me both as God and as man. Only my incarnation of that first, long ago Christmas could fulfill your neediness. Since I went to such extreme measures to save you from your sins, you can be assured that I will graciously give you all that you need. Wow. Nurture well your trust in me as Savior, Lord, and friend. I have held back nothing in my provision for you. I have held back nothing in my provision for you. I have even I have even deigned to live within you. Okay, that's what it says. I have even deigned to live within you. Rejoice in all that I have done for you, and my light will shine through you into the world. Now, how does that resonate with me? You guys remember when I told you I felt like God had abandoned me because too much stuff was happening? And here is this promise that I've never let go of your hand. And I learned that later. But just hearing the promise that I've never let go of your hand. He is my shepherd. That means he's my caretaker. He is my companion. That means that he is right there and he is my friend. Mm, wow, that is I mean, what else do you need? What else do you need, right? The one who never lets go of your hand. And it's encouraging us to always reverence God and to always hold God to the highest level of majesty and reverence that we can. Like nothing comes before God. No one comes before God. And so what this is telling us is um, that the birth of Christ, which we celebrate on Christmas because Jesus is the reason for the season, that the birth of Christ and the death of Christ, that's the extreme measures that he's taken to save us from our sins. So his birth and his death are both important. And then the resurrection, that's extreme measures that he's taken just to show us that he's always there with us. That's the man part, right? He's always there with us. He was sent here to be here for us, and then when he left, his spirit was here to be our companion. And that's that inner dwelling and that inner compass that I've been telling you guys about, right? The inner compass, the shepherd that's guiding you from the inner compass, okay? Don't miss that. Don't miss that. All right? Don't miss that. Because when you're going on an inner healing journey, You have to be very discerning and very intuitive in your spirit to understand that, yes, I'm hearing this. You need discernment and intuition in order for your self awareness to work effectively. For real, for real. Like, you really need to be able to feel and sense so that you can be guided and directed properly and so that you can hear the direction. Because where are you going to end up? If you turned on your navigation system and then turned the volume down, where you going? And you don't know where you're going. I know it's in that vicinity, but where you going, right? So what I've been helping you do is to hone your inner compass so that you can hear better from the Holy Spirit, right? And listen, I'm not telling anybody how to believe, but I've told you guys that I'm a goddaughter, so I can't do this and talk about inner healing and not talk about God because I'm a goddaughter. I every do get in where you fit in, do your own thing, but I'm a goddaughter, okay? And then here we're gonna give God the Most High, the Most High. That's just what it is, okay? I make no apologies for that. I'm proud to be a goddaughter, okay? Now, what have we been talking about for the past? We're doing this for 5 days. We are on day 4. We have 1 day left. We have 1 day left. Tomorrow, I'll tell you guys how you can jump on the Zoom calls and go deeper, where we'll talk about a lot of the same things because you need to hear the same information more than once. But you'll see that I teach it differently every time. So you'll get something new from it every time. And it'll help you to go back, pick up where you left off, grab something new, work on it, keep it moving. Okay. I don't know what's going on with this Facebook connection, but it's really Jesus, the blood of Jesus. Fix that. Okay. Because we're not dealing with technical difficulties and all that stuff today. Yesterday, the lights went out. Today, the thing is acting up. Stop all that foolishness. All that. All right. Here we go, guys. We are now. I'm going to give you a quick, short, and it's back. A quick, short recap on what have we talked about so far, and then we're going to jump into day 4. All right. The name of this series is Forgiveness Without Obligation: Healing on Your Own Terms. Whose terms? Whose terms are you healing on? Your own terms, not anyone else's, your own terms. What does that mean? That people do not have the right to say to you that, girl, man, bruh, that happened 40 years ago and you still dwelling on that? You still harping on that? You need to just get over it. This is not that. Okay. You heal on your own terms. Now, when should you be healing? Right now, o'clock. You just should be, right? Because we're mature and we're older and we've learned some new things to take us to the next level. My own terms. That's right, Leslie. To take us to the next level. And so we should not be stagnant and in the same place. We should not be still in the same place. After 30 something days of coaching, we still should not be in the same place, okay? And I know you're not. I know that you've picked up something, bruh, right? You've heard it. You've heard it. You've heard it, right? We have learned how to become emotionally mature, how to use emotional integrity and emotional etiquette so that we pay attention to other people's emotions, we respect other people's emotions while also paying attention to ours and not making apologies for it. It is what it is. This is where I am. This is what I'm feeling, but hey, I'm not I'm not putting it on you and I'm not absorbing yours, right? Your emotional refrigerator is not a storage unit for other people's emotional junk, right? I can respect where you are, but I can't put what you have going on into my emotional refrigerator. Okay. So now what forgiveness is not. We talked about that. We've talked about why forgiveness matters for healing. We have talked about teaching. I've taught you guys, like I literally taught, how do you forgive? I literally taught that. So I didn't just say you need to forgive and forget. No, no, no. I literally taught you practices so that you can have practical application for forgiveness. And then we talked about separating forgiveness from reconciliation. Not the same. Not the same. I can forgive you without sitting down having a cup of tea and talking about it, because forgiveness is for me, and it does not involve you. The reconciliation involves you, but I don't have to do that in order to heal. Okay? Then we talked about naming what is released. Why? Because it's important to understand what you're letting go of. That's what we talked about yesterday. And today we are talking about honoring your anger as a doorway, not a detour. One of my favorite aspects of this training. Now, you guys remember, I told you that all of this training came out of my life experiences. All of this training came out of my life experiences. So, this isn't anything that I just pulled up and said, got off the internet and said, okay, what am I? I went through this stuff. I pulled my journals out. And I have journals dating back to high school. I mean, like I have I I could do a capstone project about my life from my journals. So I pulled out the things that I did, and I didn't have a coach. When I tell you guys the Holy Spirit guided me, oh wow. Listen, you're welcome. It has been my pleasure. I'm going to be sad to leave you guys. You guys are going to join me on the Zooms. I'm not worried. But I gotta switch to, I don't know, I'm thinking about switching to do Instagram live, because I'm not live Instagram, and do evenings so that I can hit my C-suite executives, because I haven't hit them. And I know they miss me because I've been here with you guys, right? But I wouldn't change a thing about it. I wouldn't change a thing about it. All right, so today we're talking about honoring your anger as a doorway, not as a detour. And now remember, ladies and gentlemen, I taught you guys perfect posture. I gave you an etiquette lesson. So I said to suck in your belly button like you're trying to make it touch the inside of your spine, and it will raise you up. I'm already up, but I can go up higher. I opened up the spaces in my vertebrae. That's an old model hack, right? But I'm not going to sit like that today, because my back is hurting from my long weekend, because I was AKA in it. Okay. And my back is killing me still, but I'm here. All right. So here we go. Let's jump in. Honoring anger as a doorway, not as a detour. Anger is not your enemy. It's not your enemy. Anger is not your enemy. Anger is information. It's information. What's the information? Well, I've explained to you over and over and over that when you feel an emotion, assess it. If you're feeling anger, assess it. Use your inner compass, your self awareness, and understand what you're feeling internally, because before you ever respond externally, your body tells you internally. Think about all the times you've become angry, and then you've reacted. You've reacted, not responded. You've reacted. Think about all the times you've become angry. What did you feel? What did you sense in your body first before you rah? What did you feel? You felt something, right? That's your self awareness telling you that something just happened that took you out of balance. Assess it in that moment. What is it? Who is it? Why is it? Where am I? Assess it in the moment. When you feel that, when you feel that happening, by the time it gets to, it's too late. It is way too late. Somebody is about to get it. Okay. You are about to get it. Okay. As my sister would say, oh, you finna get it. You finna get it. All right. Assess it before it gets here and address it. So, anger is information. Information. Anger is trying to communicate something to you. Okay. It's not your enemy. It's not bad to become angry. God knew we was going to become angry because he said, "Get you can be angry, but don't sin. In the midst of it, don't sin. Don't create an offense. You can feel what you're feeling. It's a natural, normal, human thing. Normal, okay? It's what you do with your anger that becomes the problem. So instead of reacting, use your listen to your anger and understand what it's saying to you. Is something happening that's connecting with the unhealed little girl or unhealed little boy that still resides inside of the adult person? Is this whatever happened? Is it familiar and it's taking the unhealed little girl or unhealed little boy off? And so now they're feeling like responding, and the response is going to come through you. Pay attention to what information is the anger trying to relay to you. It reveals violated boundaries, right? Someone is crossing one of your boundaries with action, deed, or their mouth. Someone is crossing a boundary, and that's what causes us to feel like we want to erupt. And we may be erupting on the inside. What I'm saying to you is, and what I have said to you, you can erupt on the inside all you want to. It's what you do while the lava is rising up. It's up to you to cap it and say, you know what? Dr. Pam has taught me how to pay attention to what I'm feeling in my body, that I should assess it before I address it. Okay? Assess it before you address it. Assess it before you address it. What am I assessing, Dr. Pam? You are assessing the message that your body is trying to give you internally. So if you start to feel off kilter and you start to become angry, or you start to feel like, feeling, as we say, some kind of way, right? Now, when I'm feeling some kind of way back in the day, I'm just saying the back in the day. But if you catch me right, I might say something wrong. I'm just saying. We keep it real here. Assess what you're feeling. So your body sends you messages before you ever react. It does. So think about it. Someone violated you some kind of way with their mouth, with their hands, whatever. They violated you some kind of way. You feel it internally. That's your body telling you that a boundary has been crossed. A boundary has been violated. Something about what someone said or did is not gelling with you, right? And then your body starts to respond to that. That's normal. Don't beat yourself up about that. That's normal. Okay? This is what you need to beat yourself up about. If you let it get to here and out of here, and then you say and do something that you regret. We don't do that here in this community because I've taught you how to be emotionally mature. How, Dr. Pam? By assessing even before this happens. Assess before, okay? Assess. All right? It signals that there's an unmet need. There is something happening, or there is something said that says to the unhealed little girl and the unhealed little boy that there's a need that was not met. And so I'm feeling something inside of me that is rising up, that is causing me to want to respond or react to that. Now, what could that be? I can hear you. Dr. Pam, give me an example. Validation. Someone could be saying something that's contrary to validating you, and you weren't validated as a younger girl, younger boy. And so that space in you is unhealed. And when someone does not validate you or says something contrary to validation, insulting, it connects with that familiar spirit that is still inside of you, the unhealed little girl, unhealed little boy. And then the unhealed little boy and unhealed little girl takes center stage in you, the adult, and oh no, you didn't, right? It's one of those. And now feels like I need to defend myself. I need to say something to let them know that no, but it usually comes out the wrong way, right? Because you feel violated. So it's not going to come out nicely. But because you've learned how to be self-aware and assess and address, what do I mean by address? Before you address here, address internally. You got to woo-saw that down. Woo-saw it down, right? Woo-saw it down. Woo-saw it down. Why? Because my girl says that validation is for parking. It's not for you. So they don't need to validate you. They're not validating you because someone hasn't validated them. Okay, they're paying it forward. But remember, I taught you that you have the power to control what someone says out of their mouths, what someone does. You have the power to control you. How much power you give it, how it impacts you, how you respond to it. You have the power to control that. You can't control them, but you can control you. Okay? All right. It protects your dignity. Your anger is a doorway, not a detour. It protects your dignity. Your dignity. Okay? What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is this: your dignity belongs to you. If someone is doing or saying something that violates you and you sense it internally, right? You sense it internally. That is a key indicator that this is something that needs to be probably have a boundary. When you set boundaries for yourself, that protects you. That gives that person, takes away the permission that they had before. And they could have had carte blanche privileges, but now they have no more privileges to do that because you're setting a boundary. When you set boundaries, you protect your dignity and you protect your own peace. Why does it protect your dignity? Because I've assessed it, I've addressed it, and I'm not going to allow myself to behave in an undignified manner. Why? Because I'm going to exercise emotional etiquette. My emotional etiquette is going to protect you. Oh, it's going to protect you, and you need it. You need it to, right? You need it to, and it's going to protect me from behaving in a way that's unbecoming of me, right? I'm not going to violate my own constitution. I'm not going to violate my own Declaration of Independence, okay? Not doing that because of what someone else said or done. Now, before, old unhealed Dr. Pam, when I had the unhealed little girl, I mean, she was in there, honey. She was in there. Okay. And I would, oh my God, I would snap so quickly and I would cut you down with my mouth so viciously. Man, I'm sorry, y'all. Whoever, all those years I was up behaving like that, I apologize because it was not pretty. It was not, but it wasn't because I wanted to. Well, let me back up. Let me just tell the truth here. Oh, I wanted to. Okay. But it wasn't my reality in the now that wanted to. It was who I was in the past, the unhealed little girl. I didn't have, I wasn't inner healed, and I didn't have the words to express what I was feeling. I didn't have the words to express my emotional state. I didn't have tutelage on how do I navigate healing like you're getting here with me, right? Growth and healing. Hey, Joy, good morning. Hey, Wanda, good morning, Sister Doc. When you don't have the words to express your emotions, let me tell you something. We have been trespassed and transgressed upon for how many long? For how many years? Trespassed against and transgressed against. You just think about yourself. Don't even think about the collective of the race. Think about you. How many times have you experienced transgressions? How many times have you been trespassed against? How many times? How many times? Right? A lot, a lot. We don't always go in and assess before we address. Sometimes we just address. No, what you're not going to do, right? Sometimes we just address based on how we're feeling. And it's not that someone made you feel that way, because you have the power to control your own emotions. We're past that. We're in our third and fourth quarters. We are not doing that anymore. No one made you, well, you made me feel. No, I didn't. You made you feel that way. Why? Because you're not emotionally mature and you haven't handled managing your emotions yourself. Now, I could have done something that precipitated you to feel that way, but I didn't make you feel that way, because you have the power to control how I show up in your life, how you respond to me, how I impact you, and how much power you give me. You have the power to control that. So stop telling people that you made me feel that way. They did not. You made yourself feel that way. And you can make yourself unfeel like that. Did I make up a word? Probably, but you know what I'm saying. You can make yourself unfeel all of that. Okay? You can do that. Okay, you were transgressed upon, you had trespassed. If someone had told me when I was 5 and being trespassed against, trespassed on, okay? Y'all know what I'm talking. Oh, thank you, Kathy. AKA baby. Thank you, Kath. All right, back to the matter at hand. When you have been trespassed against, now I told you guys about me being trespassed against at 5 years old, right? I didn't have the words to say. First of all, at five. Okay. So think about children that you know that are 5 years old and their maturity level, right? You don't have the words to say, this happened to me. Number one, you don't have the words to say, I'm feeling this because this happened to me. You don't have the maturity level for that, right? Okay, Regina is saying, hey, Regina is saying, amen. Although maybe justified, the emotional intelligence helps you keep your dignity in place and not say something you will regret later. Girl, you sound like you've been in this class for the past 30 days. Exactly. Right? Imagine TikTok, stop. TikTok is up there showing out. Y'all hear it. You don't have the words to communicate. First of all, you afraid to death. Number one. I'm okay. Let me talk about me. I was afraid to death. The only thing I could think about is this going to happen again? Is this going to happen again? That's all I could think about, right? So I didn't know how to say, or I didn't know how, right? I didn't know how. So I don't even know how I got to that, but somebody needed it. When you're being trespassed against, you become different. You become different emotionally, spiritually. Okay. You become different in your mind, body, spirit, soul, purpose, essence, being. You become different when you're trespassed against in that way. You're not yourself anymore. You're just not, right? And it took me a very long time from 5 to 38 to start to work on, okay, I can't live like this anymore. There's got to be a better way to live. This can't be what my life is. Why? Because I lived my life in a rabbit hole. I did. I lived my life in the rabbit hole. I was afraid to come out. I'm talking about emotionally, the emotional rabbit hole. I withdrew, but I was angry because I didn't know how to protect myself. But I've always been good with my words. And so I used my words and I tried to get people before they got me. Yeah. And sometimes it wasn't warranted. It was because I felt transgressed upon in my adulthood. And it connected with that familiar spirit from the little Pam, Linkadink felt violated and she showed up in adult Dr. Pam or Mrs. Pamela Brown or Mrs. Pamela Brown-Grinion, she showed up and sometimes she showed out. But the consequences fell on the adult Pamela. You guys understand what I'm saying? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Right? That familiar spirit that is still in there because it was unresolved. The unhealed linkadink was still in there unresolved. And so when I felt violated as adult Pamela, she showed up. And adult Pamela went to the back seat and Linkadink got behind the steering wheel. Now, what sense does that make to have 5-year-old Linkadink behind a steering wheel driving anything? Doesn't make sense, right? But when you are not emotionally healed, that's what happens. And it happens for some of us every single day. And it's been happening for some of us for years. And it's been happening for some of us for decades. Here in this community, we're saying, no, we're not doing that anymore. Listen, I'm 59 years old. I know. I know. I hear you whispering. Let me know you like it. I'm 59 years old. I have no business responding like I did when I was 5 years old. What are we doing? What are we doing? I made a decision that I am not going to perpetuate angry Black woman because I used to. I helped us to personify that. And oh yeah, I contributed to that. I'm talking about me. I know nobody else did, okay? I'm talking about me. I contributed to that. And once I made a decision that I'm no longer going to violate my own declaration of independence, I'm no longer going to violate my own constitution. And the big one is, I'm no longer going to violate my body. I'm no longer going to violate my body. Oh my God, when I tell y'all, I'm no longer going to violate my body or allow anyone else to violate my body because I believe that I was supposed to allow people to, because 5-year-old Pam was saying, well, you're used to that. That's familiar to you. You know how to do that. So I got off of that negative emotional loop that I've been coaching you guys on for a month now. I got off of that emotional negative loop and I said, okay, this isn't working for me. This isn't working for me. Right. And I honed my inner self so that I could be healed. I honed my self-awareness so that I could be healed. That's what you got to do. Dr. Pam, you don't look like what you've been through. Baby, that's the grace of God. Honey, yes, we do serve an awesome God. That, let me tell you something. But I used to look like it. I did. I wore it on my face and then I adorned it with makeup. I adorned it with my smile. Right? I did because I know how to do that. Regina said, ouch. Kathy says, speak. That's right. How many masks have you worn? How many masks have you worn? Question in the now. How many? Too many to count. How long have you worn your mask? Somebody said 11. Right? Right? Too many. How many masks have you worn? And they weren't for you. They weren't for you. They weren't for you. Right? They weren't for you. But we do wear them. Why? Because we want to show up the way we think people, the way we should show up for people, instead of showing up as our authentic, totally unique selves and the way that God designed us. Right? Nobody like you, nobody like me. He designed us totally, uniquely ourselves. Okay? So, as you're honoring your anger, understand that it's not a doorway. It's not, I'm sorry, excuse me. Understand that it is a doorway, but it's not a detour. And what is it a doorway to? Your self awareness. Assess and address. I'm feeling this. Yesterday, I asked you guys to write a list of all the people you need to forgive. Why? Because this training is called what? What is this training called? I got to go back and see what I called it. Forgiveness without obligation, healing on your own terms. Healing on your own terms. And I ask you to write a list of all the people that you need to forgive, all the places that you've been that where you need to forgive yourself, all the things you've done, all the things that were done to you that needs to be forgiven, and write a list. And then I ask you, while you're writing the list, to identify what you're sensing. What is your self-awareness telling you? And when you write down that, when you write down, for me, the basement, that's one of mine. The basement, what do I feel when I write down the basement? Doom, 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 doom. The lines that come from the emotions, right? This is the things, right? These are the nouns over here. All right. These are the adjectives over here explaining the emotions. Z, z, z. And each noun that you put down has multiple adjectives that are rising up inside of you. I feel shame. I feel embarrassment. I feel hatred. Like that's what I used to feel, right? I feel nothing because you're numb, right? Whatever you felt. Thank you, TikTok. Mwah. I love you guys. I love y'all too, Facebook, but TikTok be on here showing out. I'm just saying. All right. What are you feeling? And so now we're addressing the feelings, because they're multiple. The doorways, the doorways, the doorways. Okay. Not a detour. The doorways are here. What do doorways do? They lead you into something. The doorways lead you into something. What are your emotional doorways? Where are they leading you? Good question. Where are your emotional doorways leading you? Now, because you have the power to control how these doorways show up in your life, how you respond to them, how much power you give them, and how much they impact you, because you have the power to control that, it can be a detour. Mm. Don't need to say that again for the people in the back. Because you have the power to control how your emotional doorways show up, impact, how much power, how you respond, it can become a detour. What's the detour? My brick road is royal blue. My emotional brick road is royal blue. Okay, mine. Dorothy's brick road is yellow. If I don't manage my emotions, that's leading me to my emotional door, my emotional doorway. If I don't manage it properly, and Dorothy, I don't talk to God. I talk to Dorothy. And Dorothy said, girl, what you ought to do is, girl, you should, girl, if I was you, I would. And you be like, okay, you know what? Dorothy might be right. And then you shift, you detour from your brick road, whatever your color is. Okay. Well, my brick road is, got a little pink and green on. I just got to say that, you know what I'm saying? Like my bricks, pink, green, pink. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Anywho, let the church say amen. If you know, you know. But sometimes we detour from our brick roads and we shift to someone else's brick. Thank you for the love, Facebook. Y'all know what I'm saying. We shift to someone else's brick road, and now we're off course. And you wonder why you're feeling like off kilter, like you are. So I'm something is not, I don't feel like myself, because you're not where you're supposed to be. You over here with Dorothy on your way to Oz. You don't have no business going to Oz to see the wizard. That's not your journey. That's Dorothy's journey. But because you weren't where you needed to be emotionally, when you were handling your doorway that was trying to give you direction for your brick road, you ended up being swayed by someone else to jump on their brick road. And now you're off track. And now you look back and saying, gosh, it's been 10 years. Where did the time go? Kathy said, wow, I was just about to say it's time for me to take off the mask, let go and let God. Kathy, it's right now o'clock. Right? You guys understand what I'm saying? Sometimes, because we aren't emotionally mature, we miss our doorways altogether. I don't know about you. I'm not trying to miss a doorway. Why? Because the doorway that God has prepared for me. Now, I done told you I'm not a preacher. Okay. I'm a motivational speaker. This is motivation. This ain't preaching. Okay. The doorway that God has for me on my royal blue brick road, my royal blue brick road. Okay. My brick road, the doorway that he has for me, it's already prepared. It's already prepared. The light is already there to be unto my feet. Okay. The path is already there. It's destined and designed before I was formed. It's already there on my royal brick road, royal blue brick road. Understand that when you jump over here, that's what God has for them. That's their purpose. That's their divine destination. That's their destiny. Okay. But now you've created yourself a detour. How many times? Another question. How many times? Good morning, Thedora. Hey, sis. How many times have you detoured because life happened? How many times have you detoured because you didn't like what happened? How many times have you detoured because of what someone else said or did? How many times have you put your life on hold and said, I'm going to pick that up when I feel better? How many times have you canceled out your own mission, your own goal, your own purpose, your own plans because I just don't feel like that today? How many times? How many times? How many times have you abandoned what you know is your God assignment because you were afraid? How many times? Renee says she can't even count. Renee, girl, with you. With you. How many times? Get back on your brick road, identify what color it is, and be ready and prepared to walk through the doorways that are already prepared for you. You wondering why the doors aren't open? Because you aren't on the right doorway. Okay, let me calm down. Feeling a little passionate about this, as y'all can see. Okay. You're feeling like that because I'm okay. Let me talk about me. I can't tell you how many times I've detoured. Kathy said, but you're speaking facts. You're on some toes. I'm on my own toes first. Right? Real talk, Thedora. Right. Real talk. I'm gonna tell you about me. Okay. I felt like I knew what my God assignment was. I've known my God assignment for a very long time. I know that my calling is to help people change their lives, especially women that have been through abuse. You know, that kind that women and girls shouldn't go through because somebody else felt like I want it, so I'm taking it. Okay. I know that's my calling, to help women heal from that. I have no question about that. Okay. But how many times did I tell myself, girl, you can't do that because you aren't healed from it? Or you can't do that because you went through it. How you going to tell? That's why I can tell somebody. And I am healed from it. That's why I can tell somebody. Girl, they're going to be able to see it all over your face. Girl, they're going to be able to smell it all. You can dress it up all you want to. Girl, you shouldn't do. This is me telling myself, shoulding on myself. Shoulding, not itting, shoulding. SHOULD. Shoulding on myself. Okay. Girl, if I was you, right? And I didn't. And I was afraid. And I stood on that ledge for decades. And I didn't fully answer the call. I dibbled and dabbled here and there every now and again. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Stop acting like it's just me. Put your hands up high. Stop acting like it's just me. right? I told you guys I'm not showing up as the Dr. Pam that never been through anything. That's not what I do. This is real talk. This is real talk. Real talk. Okay. And I stood on that ledge, afraid, saying, I need motivation. I don't feel motivated to do that. I'm afraid. I don't feel like I have the courage to do that. The big one, it's not the right time because I don't have this degree. I don't have that credential. Stop that foolishness. Stop that foolishness. That's what I had to say to myself. Girl, stop that foolishness. You know how to do this because God put it in you. This is the gift that he's given you to make room for you. If you don't use the gift that he gave you to make room for you, stop praying for rooms to be opened up for you. Stop praying for your territory to be expanded. I gave you the gift that I want you to use to make room for you. And when you do that, you're going to be helping my people. You're going to be helping the kingdom, because once people become emotionally unbound, they will be able to fully do what I have destined them to do before they were formed. TikTok, y'all better stop. Y'all hear it? Hey, Christine, how you doing, darling? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? So when you hold back on your gifts, you're actually, now this is me. I'm not talking about y'all. This is me. When I held back on my gift, I was putting a roadblock on my own Royal Blue Brick Road. I put the roadblock there, and I'm standing at the roadblock. Me, roadblock. I have the power to control the roadblock because I put it there. Me, roadblock. And I'm standing here. God, enlarge my territory. God, send me a blessing. Lord, y'all, come on. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Right here. And all I had to do was this: remove the roadblock. What were the roadblocks? Stop waiting on motivation. Stop waiting on courage. And stop waiting on the perfect timing. It's never going to happen. Those things are never, I'm telling you, tricks of the enemy to keep you stagnant. There is no perfect time. It's right now o'clock. The time is now. It's right now. Birth it already. Already. Everything has a season, but you're not meant to be pregnant forever. You're not meant to be in labor forever. Birth the daggone thing already. Remove the roadblocks. It's never going to be a perfect time. What if you never get the courage to do it? What if you never muster up the courage? That's when your faith is supposed to kick in. When you don't have courage, your faith is supposed to be like, I'm scared, like I'm afraid. But your faith is supposed to kick in. And motivation, stop waiting on motivation. Just go. Just do the daggone thing. Just do the daggone thing. Just do the daggone thing already. And stop creating roadblocks for yourself on your brick road, and stop allowing people to detour you onto theirs. And then you start, I'm talking about me. And then I look back and it was 10 years. It was 20 years. It was 30 years. And then it was 33 years. And I had a roadblock, and I couldn't do fully what I was destined, designed, and purposed to do, because unhealed 5-year-old Linkadink was still in the basement. Right? Still, emotionally. Now, it's not happening anymore. I'm 38 years old. It's not happening. How many times have you lived your life in the basement over something that happened when you were a kid that's no longer happening as an adult? It's no longer your truth. It's not happening right now. But emotionally, you're so bound as an adult because the unhealed little girl or little boy is still in the basement. And then they show up at these doorways instead of you. And they misbehave like children do. They misbehave. They throw temper tantrums like children do. Why? Because something inside the adult you, that familiar spirit, is connecting with the unhealed you, little girl, little boy. I'm just saying. I'm telling you what I know. This is not made up stuff. This is for real, for real. Okay? Now, you have to listen to your anger before you release your anger because you get to choose how you release it. You get to choose that. How do I choose it? Because you have the power to control how your anger shows up in your life, how you respond to it, how much power you give it, and how it impacts you. You have the power to control that. Okay, I'm angry. Nana say, now what you gonna do? Now you felt anger. Now what you gonna do with it? You're assessing in your body what it's saying to you before you become reactive. Reactive is dysregulation. Responding is emotional regulation. We've been talking about this for a month, okay? Okay? Now, listen to your anger before releasing it. Anger is a protective response, it's not a flaw. So stop beating yourself up for becoming angry. It's a protective response, it's natural. When someone says or does something to violate you, it's natural to want to do something back, say something back. But you don't have to. Understand that it's your emotions that are charging your conduct. This is etiquette teaching, y'all. Y'all know I'm an etiquette coach, right? This is emotional etiquette. Okay? This is emotional etiquette. When you understand what's happening on the inside to the point where you can say, I'm not going this way, I'm not going that way. This is the way I'm going emotionally, right? For your sake and for my sake. Anger is a protective response. It's not a flaw. God knew we were going to be angry. He knew that. He knew that people were going to be peopling. He knew that. The flaw is when you do the sinning that comes out of the anger. That's the flaw, not the emotion, right? But you can control the emotion. How? By paying attention to what's happening when you're feeling the anger. Who, what, when, where, all of those things. And answer those questions in the midst of the anger. And then, is this small, medium, or large, extra large, or am I getting ready to supersize it on somebody? Because sometimes things can be small, right? Sometimes things can be small, but where the unhealed little girl and her little boy is so angry, and that anger has compounded every year you've gotten older. You know how you leave your money in your 401k and you don't touch it? What happens? It compounds, it grows. Well, the same things happen with your emotions. Did I just answer somebody's question? I don't know why I'm so angry. Now you know. Now you know. It compounds. And if you never take the time, all right, TikTok, y'all showing out today. Y'all showing out, okay? If you never take the time to assess what's in your emotional bank, good or bad, it's still, you're still gaining compounding interest on that anger. And that's why it's so big inside of you. That's why. That's why you're eruptive. It's why you're so angry because you haven't dealt with something. And it's trying to tell you that I need to protect you in this instance. But what do you do with that? What do you do with that? Small, medium, or large, extra large, or supersized. Don't turn a small into a supersize, okay? It signals violated boundaries and unmet needs. Think about it. Think about the very last time you became angry. Why were you angry? Why? What was the situation? Where were you? And who were the people involved or the person? What happened? Think about that. What happened? See, what had happened was, right? Think about what happened. How did you respond to the anger? Because your anger, when you're feeling that emotion, right? And if it goes if you don't deal with it, now resentment settles in. And that's where the unforgiveness stems from. And we're talking about forgiveness on your own terms, without obligation to anybody, right? On your own terms. All right. So it signals violated boundaries. Somebody's crossed something. Okay. Somebody's crossed something in you that is crossing your line of sensitivity. You're not feeling it. I'm not feeling that, right? I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling you in this moment, right? And then we respond, all right? Or it can be that unmet need. It can be that unmet need. Okay, we are having some technical difficulties. Oh, I'm about to lose you, TikTok. I'm about to lose you. Let me help you. Hold on, guys. I got to do this for my TikTok babes here. All right, I got y'all back. Y'all was about to die. I was about to lose them. Sorry, guys. I have y'all looking up my nose, but I gotta fix my TikTok babies up there. All right, my phone was about to die. Okay, you guys with me? It signals anger signals unmet needs. Unmet now. It may not be an unmet right now. Remember, we have been talking about healing the little girl and little boy that still resides in you, right? Unmet need. You weren't validated. You're in the workplace and somebody is taking credit for what you've done. And that does something to you. You're feeling some kind of way because didn't I just, I know oh, you go, oh, okay then. Right? Now we got a situation. Or you can be with your partner and you're trying to convey something that you're very passionate about, that you're feeling some kind of way. And it's like, you listen, I'm past that. Okay, you're past it. I'm not. I'm not the only one that been in this predicament. I know. I know. I know I'm not. Right? And you feel like you're not being validated in the moment. I don't like that at all. Don't do that to me. If I'm talking to you and I'm saying, don't act like you don't see me, and don't try to shut me down, and don't try to discredit what I'm saying, and don't act like I'm not standing here. Okay? Don't act like you don't hear me, or we're going to have a problem. That's me. That's my stuff. Right? I don't like to not feel validated. Why? Because when I was younger, I didn't feel validated. So there's something in me that's a transgression to me. Don't do that. Okay? Because I feel that thing. I feel it. Don't do that. I'm telling you, don't do it. And if I ask you as nicely as I can, as kindly, with as much etiquette and as I can, okay, with as much professionalism as I can, and you continue, you gonna keep doing it? Okay, now we got a problem, and we have to address it, right? But what I'm not going to do is supersize something, and I'm not going to behave in a way that's unbecoming to Dr. Pamela, the etiquette coach, the professional woman that teaches other people how to change their behavior responses to emotions that are dysregulated. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that, right? There's a certain way that I get to choose on how I'm going to present myself. Okay. Regina said, that's my number one trigger. Honey, sis, I feel you. Don't do that. Don't. Yeah, that's what you get with. And when I get to, that's okay then. When we get there, now you got a problem. Now, not we, now you have a problem. Because now I have to make some decisions and I may have to put a boundary up because you're not handling me kindly. And I get to choose. You don't get to do that. Okay? You don't get to do that to me. And I get to choose, especially if you are a repeat offender. How many relationships are we in with repeat offenders? And we know they're offending us. And they offend us over and over. I'm talking to the women now, guys. No, I'm talking to my girls, okay? We know we're being offended intentionally. We know we're being overlooked and dismissed, but we stay anyway. Now, this is to my baby who put in the chat yesterday. How do I get out of a 10-year relationship with a man? I don't have any children with him and I'm not married. You have to become the most important person to you in that relationship. And you have to take account. Thank you, TikTok. You have to take account of the transgressions, the trespasses, the offenses, all of that. Because nobody just wants to leave a 10-year relationship that you've invested in. You don't just want to leave for nothing. Something is happening that makes you feel like I need to get out of this and wrecked now. Okay? I need to get out of this. You have to be this is how I think. If because when I'm in a relationship, I think about my man. I think about how can I make his day better? How can I make it better than yesterday? How can I make his today better? That's how I'm in a relationship, right? How can I make my man's day better than yesterday, right? Me. But if you thinking about how can I him now, if he's thinking about how can I make my day better today? How can I make my today better than yesterday? If he's thinking about him and I'm thinking about him, who's thinking about me? So baby girl, you got to think about you and you got to do what's best for you. You got to do what's best for you. And sometimes you have to be selfless when you're in a relationship and you know it's time for you to exit. You know it's been time to exit. Girl, not the church tambourine. Not the church tambourine says you. My girl don't pull out the church tambourine, okay? Come on with it. All right, baby girl. Baby girl. Do what you got to do for you. Okay? And I know it's hard to leave and you're at that stage of neither one of us wants to be the first to say goodbye. Baby, sometimes you got to say goodbye. Okay? Sometimes you got to say goodbye. You just do. For your own sake, for your own safety. I'm sensing not being safe. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm sensing that you don't feel safe. Get out. And when you get out, you can't be saying, well, I don't want to go to Aunt so and so house because she got this. And I don't want to go to such because they got kids. Listen here. Get out. I'm just saying. Who over here with they TikTok done came to church. All right. See, Regina, look what you done started, girl. Leslie got her tambourine out too. Okay. Listen, y'all better stop. But for real, for real. Okay. We allow people to violate us instead of validating us. If you feel like you're being violated instead of validated, baby, do what you got to do. Trust me, you're gonna be okay. I done left a lot of jokers. I'm good. You I'm gonna go on to the next thing. Okay. Suppressing anger often prolongs the emotional distress. That means you've got to deal with it. Oh, I'm. You know what? I'm just gonna. Girl, he was just tripping. He had a bad day at work, so he was just okay. He had a bad day yesterday too. He had a bad day last week too. Like, come on, stop making excuses. He showed you his real self. Believe him and get out. Just get out, okay? And when you hold on, I'm gonna go back to me, the 5-year-old girl who didn't know how to regulate her emotions, and I held on until I was 38. That's 33 years of dealing with unresolved emotions, unresolved trauma, right? Not understanding how to change my behavioral responses to the emotional symptoms of the trauma experienced, okay? 33 years of that. And what did I do? I prolonged my emotional distress because at some point in my life, at some point, I should have heard, at some point, I should have realized it's not happening to you right now. That's not happening right now. So the not feeling safe that you're feeling at 38 is not your truth today because you're safe. You guys understand what I'm saying? So that's an emotional brick road that I had up because I didn't realize at some point I should have realized, but I didn't. And I didn't have a me to tell me that, baby girl, you have the power to control. You're 38 now. That's no longer happening. So your emotional place where you are now is not your emotional truth. So now what you gonna do? I always hear Nana saying that. Now what you gonna do? Now that you realized that your emotional truth is not, you're not living in that space anymore. Your emotional truth is not your truth. Do you have compounding interest on negative emotions? Absolutely. But it's not your truth. So you can let it go if you choose to. Now, if you come to that realization and you choose not to, then you want to have this emotional distress. I'm just telling you the truth. I know that doesn't sound kind and soft and coming from your life coach and your etiquette coach, but I just got to tell it like I see it. If you come into the truth and you don't shift, then you want to be there. Why do you say that? Because you're feeling like, it's easier to feel like this. It's going to be very difficult for me to address my past. It's going to hurt for me to address my past. I don't feel like I'm ready. I'm not motivated and I don't feel like it. I'm afraid. Well, when you have emotional etiquette and emotional integrity and emotional maturity, you're not led by fear and your feelings and motivation. Okay? You're not. You're not because that's not the mature thing to do. You understand what I'm y'all do y'all feel what I'm saying? Because y'all getting a little quiet on me. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you have healing that you need to do and you know you need to do it, and it's been in you rotting since you were a kid and you're still holding on to it and it's no longer what you're going through, you need to be on here tomorrow so I can tell you how to join the class that will be on Zoom, not on these free lives. It'll because you need it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You can't show up the way you're supposed to show up in your authenticity as your totally unique self if you're emotionally bound. You can't because your emotional pain is going to show up before you ever do. The real you, the totally unique you. Your pain and your anger is going to show up first, okay? Trauma informed forgiveness, trauma informed. And we've been informed about our trauma. If you've been on here for the past 30 something days, you've been informed about your trauma. Trauma informed forgiveness encourages listening to anger with curiosity. Mm. Dr. Pam, what are you saying to me? I'm saying listen, like I've been saying, listen to what your anger is trying to communicate to you. Why are you angry? Who are you angry with? Were you trespassed against? Where were you when this happened? How angry are you? That's why I said make the list of all the people you need to forgive, dead and alive, because we don't need to reconcile. Forgiveness does not require reconciliation. Make your list and then go to the list and write down the emotions from each thing that you put on the list. And then take those emotions and put them on a separate list. Now you got some work to do. That is the curiosity when you ask yourself the who, what, where, why, and when question on why is this anger? What were the precipitating factors to produce the anger in the first place? And then I want you to trace the genealogy of it. Don't just think it's connected to right now. Usually, when you're angry, it's not about what's happening in this moment. Is it just me? Am I the only person? You say, Wiser now said, we're quiet because we're eating, and what you're and what you're feeding us is good stuff, baby. The table is spread. Dine sufficiently. Okay? The table is spread. The table is spread. The curiosity, listening for what your anger is telling you, listening to what your anger is trying to communicate to you, and trace the genealogy of it, because it's usually not what's happening in that moment. Is it just me that sometimes when I'm angry, I'm not angry about what just happened? It's something that happened before I got here, but now this is an opportunity for me to get off my anger. Well, the something just happened could be from when I was 5 years old. You know what I'm saying? And it could be the same thing for you. But if you don't take inventory and pay attention, and if you're not curious about why am I so angry, you have to be intentionally curious about your anger. Intentional curiosity. And then respect it. Respect your anger. Respect you in your anger. Respect it. How do I respect it? Acknowledging that, yes, I'm feeling this in this moment. Yes, I'm feeling this. Respect that the fact that it's trying to make you behave in an emotional, dysregulated way. However, I'm going to choose, because I understand that I have the power to choose. I'm going to choose to go with regulation, and I'm going to respond instead of be reactive, respecting it. And in that whole scenario, you're choosing to respect yourself, because you're not abandoning your own personal constitution and your own personal of constitution and your own declaration of independence. You're choosing that. Okay? Understand that anger helps you to restore clarity. How? Because when you take inventory of who, what, where, why, when, and how of your anger, and you understand, you're given it not necessarily a voice, but you're identifying it, and you're understanding why. You're understanding, okay, what's making me tick and what's making me talk. When you develop that understanding, it provides clarity. When you provide clarity for yourself, that's wisdom. When you have wisdom for yourself, now you can control emotionally how you choose to respond. Mm, 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 mm. When you garner wisdom, because you've done all of the work, you've done the self-assessment. I know what makes me tick. I know who makes me tick, and I understand that. Then self-trust happens. I'm not asking Dorothy anything, because I'm able to analyze and assess myself, my own self-awareness, my internal compass, my internal dialogue, my in attunement with the Holy Spirit, all inward, right? Self-trust happens. And you need self-trust if you're going to go on an inner healing journey. You have to trust yourself. You have to trust you. Because sometimes, even though I know it's not a good thing, sometimes you're going on this journey by yourself. Sometimes you want to. I'm working on me. I don't have the capacity for you, because I'm working on me. Thank you for the love, Facebook. I love y'all. I do. Y'all know I love y'all. I do. I do. The self-trust happens because you've done the work internally. Sometimes you have to go on the journey by yourself, even though, eh, well, let me just back up. Sometimes you have to go on a journey by yourself because some parts of the journey is private, it's between you and God. Some parts of the journey you can't even share. Some parts of the journey is, sis, I'm sorry, bro, I'm sorry. I just don't have the capacity for that right now. You don't have to say anything else. That's a boundary. It's an emotional boundary that you set because you need all of you for you right now. And it's okay. That is the selfless part of the journey. That is the selfish part of the journey because you need all of you for you. So if you're the giver, you can't be at, especially the beginning leg of the journey when you're really trying to give up those ghosts, when you're trying to clean out that emotional refrigerator. Listen, because your emotions going to be all over the place. I'm telling you. And you don't want to project that on anyone, right? And sometimes you don't want to talk about it with anyone. You just want to tell your journal. You just want to talk to God. You just want to go inward. That's required. But then there's a part of the journey where you're going to have to say, look, I need you with me right here. I'm going through something. Sometimes I may just need to debrief and talk. Sometimes I just may need a hug. Sometimes I just may need to sit and look at you and don't say nothing. You're going to need that too. You're going to need that too. All right. But it's important that you have that in place and that you understand and don't feel abandoned. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Don't feel abandoned because sometimes God will move the people without you even saying, I don't have the capacity. And you'll call and they won't answer. And then you call the next one and they don't answer. And you call, well, God, they weren't supposed to. My girlfriends and I are so sync, especially one in particular, that she'll say, she'll know I'm going on the journey. I'm on another leg of the journey, right? Because it's not a destination, it's a continuum, right? And she'll say, you know what? I couldn't call you. I was led not to call you. I was led not to answer. Sometimes God will move the people out of the way, but you can't allow your a feeling of abandonment to jump in because again, trick of the enemy. You're working on you. You're preparing yourself to be able to do the work that you were designed, destined, and purposed to do. The enemy doesn't like that. Y'all do know we have a real enemy. Y'all do know that, right? We have a real enemy, a real one, and he ain't playing. Okay, somebody is coming for your girl, and I have to. Let me just say this, sweetheart. If you're not comfortable with the information in this community, you have the power to control how I show up in your life, how much power you give me, how my information impacts you, and how you respond to it. So you can freely leave. I encourage you to. And God be with you. He's with you anyway, if you believe in him or not. God be with you. Go in peace. All right. Bless the Lord. Amen. Emotional etiquette at work. Now, am I feeling myself something in? Yeah, I'm feeling it. I felt it. But honey, listen, I'm way past that. Because I know that the word says that every knee shall bow and every tongue will confess. That's not my fight. I can control the controllable. I don't have the capacity for that. Okay. I have a TikTok fan and they're behaving in an unbecoming way. They're a fan. Okay. All right. uh, there is more evidence of. All right, let's get back to this, okay? Because they're getting something out of this, even though they on here tripping, they getting something. That's why they still here and here tripping because they're getting it. They're getting it. Something about what I'm saying is making something in them rise up, and they don't like it. So now they're coming for the people in the chat, okay? Thank you, Franny. Franny says Dr. Pam is phenomenal, and she is speaking to encourage so many in this safe community. That's right. That's right. Mm-hmm. So, Franny, do not even respond. Okay. Do not even respond. All right. They're getting something from this, and that's why they're still here. Don't respond. All right. God is speaking to them right now, even as they are on this live, trying to take us on a detour. God is speaking to them right now. And God, I thank you for this person being in this live. I thank you for touching their heart in this moment. I thank you that one day, sooner than they know, that their knee will bow and their tongue will confess that you are Lord. I thank you for allowing me to be the person to reach them, to be the caveat to bring them to you. I thank you, Lord. I ask that everything that they're feeling in themselves, all the inner healing that they have not done, all of the pain that they're experiencing for years and years and years in their lives, Father, I pray right now that something in this life will cause them to shift and walk in their inner healing. In her inner healing, I pray right now that whatever I'm saying will touch her heart and cause her to inner heal and to see herself, to check herself before she starts checking other people, to show her herself before she starts to see me. Show her herself. Show her herself. And allow her to feel your love. Allow her to feel your presence. I pray that even now that you would wrap your loving arms around her in her place of loneliness, in the stillness of the night, that you would just wrap your loving arms around her. Reach her where she needs to be reached. Meet her where she needs to be met. She doesn't have to believe, but we know that you are. We know that you are. So I pray for her right now that she be released from the bondage that she's walking in right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right now. In Jesus' name. You go in peace, darling. Okay? This is not your community, but it's okay. You can stay. I invite you to stay. I'm sure you're going to get something from it. God bless you. I hope y'all was praying with me. Regina said healing can be scary because you have to be alone with yourself. You do. You do have to be alone with yourself sometimes, right? You do. And it is scary, but it's doable. Amen. Amen and amen. 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 Right? Sometimes you have to do this journey by yourself. And is it isolating? Is it lonely? Yes. But if you can just stick to it as you go through it. Just stick to it. I mean, when I tell you you got to grip the hand of God, you got to grip the hand of God, baby. For real, for real. It's difficult, but it's not impossible. How do I know? Because I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here with you guys. I should be in a psych ward in a corner eating toilet tissue. I mean, for real, because your girl done been through some stuff. Okay. But it's my resolve and the resilience that God put in me that I didn't even know it was in there. I didn't. I didn't even know it was in there. But yet I stand. If I if I can't even. We don't even have enough time to tell my story. Not today. I'm just gonna keep going. All right. Acknowledging anger allows it to move through rather than stay stuck. So if you never acknowledge what you're going through, then you end up being where you are. As my girlfriend says, you're going to be where you at. Okay. And that's why I've encouraged you to write your list and extrapolate the emotions from the list and then put the emotions on a whole nother list. And then you can see what you're dealing with. Acknowledgement. Yes, this happened to me. This, and not only did it happen to you, you have a right to feel how you're feeling because that happened to you. So it's okay to acknowledge it and it's okay to feel it. What's not okay is the behavioral responses that come from it. Okay? Because you have a right to feel how you're feeling. Regina says you come out stronger on the other end because you know that it was nobody but God who brought you through. Girl, when I say you just preached a whole word, a whole entire word. For real. For real. That's my god sister. You know, if you a goddaughter, you my god sister. Okay? And when you know, you know. If you don't know, well, now you know. Now you know. Right? Now you know. But you have to acknowledge it. Yes, this happened. Trying to keep it tucked away and act like it didn't happen and act like. Listen, we are in our third and fourth quarters. Let that mess go so that you can finally live and stop surviving. Let it go. Yes, I said let it go. And here is where you learn how to let it go. I'm not just saying let it go like just get over it. We don't do that here. I've taught you how to let it go. We I've taught you how to let it go. And if you missed all of the other lives, you can go back. You can see full go all the way back to the beginning on my Facebook. You can see the full thing if you're my Facebook friend, day by day by day, and then catch up to where we are. I'm telling you, it's food for your soul. It is food for your soul. All right. As anger is processed, it naturally softens you, creating space for release. So let me give an example. When you are emotionally bound and held captive by your emotions, and you're held so captive that you're experiencing python syndrome, like you literally have a python rat just sucking the life right out of you, just squeezing you to the point where you can't feel, you can't think, you can't hear, you can't eat, you can't sleep, you can't, because life is lifing. As you begin to release that, and I know for the people that have been here all every day, as you release every day, we were releasing stuff. We were learning how to release things. As you release, you guys were telling me, I feel clearer, I feel lighter, I feel better, right? I'm feeling like I'm starting to feel like myself again. Because, like for my girls, you start to feel a little more soft and pink. When you are emotionally bound, you feel hard, right? You feel when you're feeling numb, python syndrome. I can't feel nothing. Numb. I can't make a decision. Flop, right? Numb. But when you start to give up, just get a pinhole. Just all you need is a prick of a pinhole, and you can feel your soul start to open up as you release this stuff. Like that's real. That really happens. That really happens. So I'm encouraging you. I'm encouraging you to work your list. Work your list. Understand why you are the way that you are. Thank you, Facebook, for the love. Y'all know I love y'all back, right? Understand why you are the way you are. If you don't understand why you're angry, it'll be difficult for you to forgive. What are you forgiving? If you don't know what it is, if you don't understand the resentment, if you don't understand the transgression, then you can't fully forgive. Notice I didn't say forgive and forget. Ain't no such a thing. There's no such a thing. No such thing as forgive and forget. It's in there. It's highly likely you are not going to forget. Can you? Can it not be in the forefront of your mind? Absolutely. Can you have it back for so long that you just don't think about it anymore? Absolutely. But is there something that will trigger it? That lets you know that you can't forget. Okay, you can't forget because triggers happen. But when triggers come and you feel them, assess it, and then address it. Okay? So allow yourself to just embrace what you're feeling. Embrace it so that you can understand it. Process through it so the softness can happen, and then it'll help you to create your space for release. But you have to acknowledge it before you can process it so that you can soften to have the release. You guys understand what I'm saying? Y'all with me? You understand what I'm saying? All right, here we go. Reflection questions. Reflection questions. I told you when you come, bring your pen, bring your journal and your pen. Right? I'm gonna give you a minute to grab a pen and paper because I know we got some new people on here that hasn't been with us. Y'all have missed so much. Oh my God, our last day is tomorrow. Grab your pen and paper. Grab your pen. And can you guys believe Marseille is not here? Marseille has been here every single. My cousin Marseille. I need to call him. Every single day, Marseille is here. Not here. Renee, you must be over there grooming dogs because you're quiet too. All right, here we go. Reflection question number 1. What boundary or value did my anger rise up to protect? Oh, Dr. Pam, that's a good question, girl. Where did you get that question from? Don't worry about all that. What boundary or value did my anger rise up to protect? Remember, we're talking about honoring our anger as a doorway, not as a detour. Okay. So these questions are going to be about you assessing and addressing your anger. All right. What boundary or value did my anger rise up to protect? You guys got it? Question number 2. If you need me to repeat anything, let me know. Question number 2. What has my anger been trying to communicate to me that I've been ignoring? Renee, thank you, my love. Renee is putting the questions in. She does it every day for me. Renee, you were quiet today, so I know you're busy. So thank you. I know this is sacrificial. Thank you. If anybody wants to put the questions in the chat, because my moderator is not here, please feel free to do that. Number 1 was what boundary or value did my anger rise up to protect? Number 2, what has my anger been trying to communicate to me that I have ignored? What is my anger trying to communicate that I have ignored? Good question. Good question. All right. Number 3, how has suppressing my anger affected my body, my choices, and my relationships? I know. Girl, why you making us think like this? Because you need to. You need to. You need to tell yourself this. Just pretend I'm asking you this. Okay, we're in a coaching session and I'm coaching you. So when you're writing out your answers in your journal, just pretend now that Dr. Pam is there with you and I'm asking you. So tell me something, Regina. How has suppressing your anger affected your body, your choices, and relationships? That's how I want you to be. So Renee, I want you to just think about this for a moment. What has your anger been trying to communicate to you that you've been ignoring? Okay. Or I may say, Dita, what boundaries or values did your what boundary or values did your anger rise up to protect? That's what I want you to hear when you're doing your questions. I want you to hear me, your coach. I want you to hear your coach asking the questions, okay? And tell me yourself the whole truth. Don't hold back because I can handle it. I can handle it. So tell me the whole truth. All right. You guys got it? Do I need to repeat any of the questions? TikTok, they're in your chat. Facebook, do you need the chat? Do you need the questions again or are you good? All right. I'm going to assume that you're good. All right. Thank you, TikTok. You guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love you guys. All right. Here's your call to action. This is what I need you to do. Okay. I need you to commit to this. Commit to this. Okay. Commit to this. Give your anger a voice by writing a compassionate, uncensored paragraph that names what it needs you to know. That ties in all of those reflection questions together. Give your anger a voice. I want you to write a compassionate, unfiltered, uncensored, write a paragraph that names what it needs you to know. What does your anger need you to know? I'm still angry because this happened to me. I'm angry because you allowed this to happen to me. I'm angry because this person keeps violating me verbally, physically, emotionally, whatever. I'm angry. Write yourself. Now I'm saying a paragraph, okay? But once you get that pen in your hand and you start writing, baby, let me tell you something. You are going to end up with pages if you're doing it right. I love you too, babe. Oh, you coming over today? Let me know if you're coming over today. I'm going to be home all day. Okay. So write yourself an uncensored, unfiltered paragraph about what your anger wants you to know. Like talking to you, talking to you very vividly, very candidly, very fervently. What does it want you to know? What does it want you to know? You answer that. Okay. Now, I hope you guys got something out of this today. I did. I was challenged today, and I think I handled it quite well because I was feeling this happening, but I assessed it before I addressed it in real time. Teachable moment for me and for you. Marseille, good morning, darling. We're getting ready to end. I just talked about you. I'm so glad you're here, cousin. I'm so glad you're here. All right. Now, here's what I need you guys to do for me. Okay. Let me know in the chat. Let me know. How was this for you? How are you feeling? Debrief me. How are you feeling after all of this information talking about anger and how to manage it? What to do? Asking yourself these questions. Okay, how are you feeling? And I need you to like, share, save. I need you to do all the things. I need you to do all the things. All right, let's see. Let's go to Regina. It's okay, cousin. You don't owe me an apology. I just missed you. Regina says, my emotional and physical safety. Number one. Number two, it's okay and necessary to put me first. Number three, stress and overeating and tolerating bad behavior too long. Great session. Thank you, sis. I hope you come back tomorrow. Thank you so much for sharing, being vulnerable and honest. I appreciate that. Okay, Renee says, I'm feeling good, interested on how my anger will respond. Renee, interested on how my anger will respond later. Renee, you got this. I know what you're talking about, but you got this. Okay. You've got this. You can handle this. You have the power to control your anger. Franny, how you feeling, darling? Tell me how you feeling. Tell me how you feeling. All right. You guys are good. You guys are good. You guys are good. I'm so glad you're good. All right. Tomorrow, 8 o'clock. That's I know it's Christmas Eve, okay? But the best gift that you can give yourself is the gift of you. Give you yourself back, okay? Give you yourself back. Give you yourself back. We're not waiting until 2026 to be our extraordinary selves. We're being extraordinary today. Today, we're working on being extraordinary, right? I want to be extraordinary. I don't want to be great. I don't want to be excellent. I want to be extraordinary. Okay? That's what we're working towards. Being our extraordinary, authentic, healed, totally unique selves. Franny says, I'm holding back because I was tested in this life too. God is in control. Girl, I told you to stop talking to that lady. Okay? You don't have, listen, I don't need validating, honey. Understand that. It's not your, I know you love me, but it's not your job to validate me. Validation is for parking, not for Dr. Pam. Okay? You don't have to validate me. I'm good. She's entitled. She's entitled. She's upset at us because she says Christians voted against health care. She's in a place because she lost her health care. She's angry. So she got something today. She got something today. But her anger is her anger. Sean said, Sean, where you been? Good morning, my dear host, to the Almighty Lord. Thanks for your humility, humbleness, and maturity. You're welcome, darling. You're welcome. You are quite welcome. Quite welcome. I love being here with you guys. I could stay all day, but I can't because I got to go do some more life insurance stuff. Telling y'all, I put everything on hold because I was AKAing it. Y'all see this? Y'all see it? Y'all see her? Y'all see this pink and green? Don't act like you don't see it. Now, this was not here on none of these sessions, but y'all, Mars, you see that? Oh, baby, AKAs are in the house. You hear me? In the house. That's right, Regina. Validation is for parking, not for people. Not for people. Validation is for parking. So, no validation needed. Okay. We are, Sean says, we all learned so much from you. Thanks. Best wishes to you always. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, my love. I appreciate you for saying that. I really do. I really, really do. So come back tomorrow, and I'm going to be prepared to tell you guys how you can join the Zooms where I go deeper into all of this. Okay. Deeper. You get this, but so be prepared. Marseille said, yes. Okay. So I've been tired because I had to put everything on hold because that was important to me. This is a 40-year, I have a bucket list, right? I have a things that I want to accomplish in my life list. And becoming an AKA has been on my list since I was in high school, my 12th grade as a senior. And now I'm 59. I'm almost tired. Yeah, you're talking about trying to be an AKA. I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired at 59. But guess what? I got some energy for my girls. Okay. Anywho, y'all know what I'm gonna say, right? I love you with my whole heart. I love you, I do. Yeah, y'all know I think I can sing, right? I'm not a singer. But I can hum a little bit. I can carry a tune in a bucket, but that's not my calling. This is my calling. But I do. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Always, always, always remember that you have the power to control. You have the power to control how things show up in your life, how much power you give them, how you respond to them, and how they impact you. All right? You have the power to control. Regina says, be blessed and have a great day, everyone. Okay? So go and create your totally unique day on purpose. All right? Catch the episodes on demand, the Grace and Grind podcast, everywhere. Amazon, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, Apple, Samsung. It's everywhere. Okay. Grace ampersand, the and sound. Grace and Grind podcast. Go subscribe, like, share. I need some love in that community. Okay. I need some love in that community. All right. We're going to go. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 8. Thank you for the love, guys. I appreciate y'all so very much. I do. All right. I'm going to cut you guys loose. And y'all know what I'm getting ready to do next, right? Bye. Mwah. Love you. Bye. Mwah. Love you.